here's something that I'm interested to hear. What has been um, your guys' experience? And it is that throughout my life, I've always had sort of like a goofy definition of what family and friends are. And I think part of the reason for that is that most of the people that I grew up with that were family, I don't really know if they were actually like family, if they were like actually blood relatives, because it seems like a lot of them are people who were very influential or people who, in some way, shape, or form, like grew up with or around the rest of the family, and so they became sort of like family too. So I had this pretty big extended family that was melded and integrated with the family that it was really complicated to really discern like where the line was for anyone. And so it wasn't really a thing that I would go around and question. And it also wasn't really a thing that mattered to me. So I wonder if having that experience so early on helped me sort of like disconnect or make a line between family and other people that I had a later on in life, and I guess I didn't notice it when I was in school, but later on in life, there were so many people that were friends that I considered family, and that when I talked to referring to them as family. I talked to them referring to them as brother, sister, and as all these things, aunt, grandma, and I guess I'm more so exploring why it is that what's the I guess like the usefulness of having a hard set defined line of what are people that fit this criteria of family and what are people that don't, because I think by having such a loose definition it has helped the way in which I define myself. And what I mean by that is that I've met quite a few people who seem to be bound by their families, that seem to be bound by the expectations of their families or the way that their families have lived their lives or their choices that their families have made and all these things, and those things seem to be weighing down on the shoulders of these people that I know. And so it, I wonder if we would benefit from having looser lines between, or maybe looser requirements between what defines a friend and what defines family. Um, if those two things are truly different things, and what does that mean for everyone else? Like, what does that mean for people that we just meet for the first time or people that we just see out in the street? Like, where do we draw the line in a way in which we are being more accepting, I guess, of the environment, including the people around us, um, as opposed to drawing the line in a way in which it makes it a lot easier for us to divide the world in us and them. And so I'm definitely like not sure how to slice this. This is definitely one of those topics in which I feel like it's more like an idea of a series of thoughts that have been brewing in my mind or in my consciousness or in my just being for a while, but I still don't know like what is the right answer. Maybe there's no right answer. Maybe it's gonna operate different for different people. Maybe there's people who definitely do need to have a very fixed and rigorous set of requirements to who it is that is family and who it is that isn't. Maybe that helps some people navigate through the world, but for the people who's that not useful to, what does that look like? So with that, I'd love to hear what that looks like to you. Is this something that has been sort of like your experience throughout your life? Is this something that you've been exploring recently? You've been trying to change things. Have you met people that feel like family even though they're not? And also like the reverse, are there people who are family but are strangers in many ways, that in a lot of ways like you don't connect with them as family, or even that, what does that even mean, like connecting to them as family versus connecting to them as friend and connecting to them as strangers? Like, how do we even define and draw the lines between those things?